In today's video, we are going to be going over an upcoming pattern that's going to be looking really active these next few weeks, and which could either favor rain or snow depending on your location. If you like this video, make sure to like and subscribe down below for more content like this. Let's dive right into today's weather forecast. As we just had this storm up and down the East Coast, which has been favoring lots of flooding for these areas that I just circled, which includes Maine, New Hampshire, Vermont, New York, Massachusetts, Connecticut, Rhode Island, Long Island, Pennsylvania, New Jersey, Virginia, the Carolinas, and then all the way down to North Carolina, and then even Florida. These areas received a lot of rain, extending all the way up to 6 inches of rain in some spots. This cold air is eventually pushing in on the western side of the Northeast, and then this is causing a little bit of wind gusts up to 20 miles an hour scattered around, with some snow showers breaking out across West Virginia, the Ohio Valley, and possibly even a little bit of lake effect snow. This system eventually lifts off into Canada as things tend to warm up a little bit. And then, as you can see on this model run, things start to get really active along the southern jet and then either slide off the coast or go right up the east coast. We won't know yet, but it will probably just slide off onto the coast, like how it works in an El Nino. As this keeps on going, a snowstorm starts brewing in the Rocky Mountains, all the way from the southern Rocky Mountains, all the way up to Oregon and Washington up there, which could possibly see some snow on Christmas Eve or even Christmas morning, as the system starts to break out over Colorado and Utah. This won't be a big system, but it will make a bunch of people happy to see snow on Christmas Eve and Christmas morning. And here's the dates in the top right hand corner of your screen if you want to pay attention to that. This storm eventually keeps going, and then we have a cold air blast coming in from the west and then pouring into the central United States, where we have this Gulf moisture down here, which is going to work its way up the coast and possibly try and form something. Even though this is coming into the long range, anything is still possible. Anything can and will change. So this storm keeps rotating, and snow starts breaking out across the Virginia area and West Virginia and even the Appalachian Mountains. And then the storm just keeps pushing, and then we eventually have a low pressure center form right there over North Carolina and South Carolina and Virginia. And then this starts brewing snow for the MidAtlantic, the Ohio Valley, and then some portions of the plain areas. And then this storm keeps moving up the coast and gets even bigger as we have a low pressure center, I'd say, over Connecticut, with snow up and down the interior areas. And this area could pick up anywhere from 3 to 5 inches of snow, but let's take this with a grain of salt since it's 276 hours out. Anything can and will change, like I said earlier in this video. And then this system eventually just slides off into Canada, and we are left with a ridge in the west and a trough in the east, with cold air blasting its way down from the Arctic regions. And then we begin to see our next system coming on in the west. As this system keeps rolling, it eventually creates a Rocky Mountain snowstorm once again. If you live in this area, you can expect some mountain snow on January 2nd, but since this is so far out, we should not even really be paying attention to this. Anything's possible, though. And then we are left with a trough in the west and the central United States, and then a minor ridge in the east, and then a little bit of a trough in the northeast. Very minor in the northeast, though, but mainly out west, so I'd consider this a negative PNA. And this is the total accumulated precip, and currently, this definitely explains the story. Most of the precipitation is in the eastern United States, and most of it is also coming onto the coast of the western United States, because the jet stream, the southern jet, is going like this, and then slides off the coast like that. So all the storms are mainly going to be riding along this southern jet and some eventually come down like that and then meet up with the southern jet. This is the total snowfall amounts, and currently in the Northeast you can see anywhere from 3 to 5 inches of snow. Even though some of these snow totals are still overdone, anything is possible. And even though these say possibly even 20 inches of snow in West Virginia, that's really outrageous for us to look at that right now. So I'd say if you're anywhere in the purples, it would be bumped down to maybe 2 to 6 inches of snowfall, since it's still kind of far out. But the main thing that we want to keep an eye on is this mountain snowfall, which is 100% certain that it's going to happen. Tons of mountain snow. If you're anywhere in those whites, you can see up to 48 inches of snow. And then basically everywhere where you see purple and pink, it's anywhere from 6 to 12 inches of snow. Thank you for watching, and I will continue to keep you guys updated on this. Have a fantastic